Hello everyone, I am Nata, and today I will be representing my startup Novel Visio and one of our products, Video. Video is a device built for blind people to help them move independently. Video device is mounted on a cap of a person, as you can see here, and it can help differentiate 4 types of the most common obstacles. First one is something they can bump into, such as a wall. Second one is something they can fall into or fall over, like feet or something like that. Descending stairs and ascending stairs. The idea came to our mind when we were attending a lecture at San Diego State University, and the building's kind of old. It hasn't been renovated, I think, century or more. So the stairs are kind of bumpy and hard to descend. So there was a blind guy named Goderzi who was descending the stairs. And when we helped him down, he was going somewhere. So we asked where he was going to help him further. And he replied with the most honest answer possible. He said, "Hell knows." And he was right. He had no idea where he was going. So later we thought what we could do to help guys like Goderzi who didn't know where he was going, if we combined our skills of IoT devices development, like microcontroller engineering, programming. I'm sorry, I'm so nervous, my voice is shaking, sorry. So that's how we got our first prototype of video device. We immediately took part in a competition called Leonardo da Vinci, which is held for young scientists. And although the design didn't look so good, it was big, bulky, and ugly, it served its purpose, and we got a winning place that year. But what happened after that was that we got so much interviews. We got invited to live televisions, radios, and etc. So people started noticing us on the streets. And there was one encounter with a person who had a blind uncle. And he begged us to build him a similar device so he could give to his uncle. The uncle lived in blind people settlement in Tbilisi, where this guy took us. And we met so many amazing people who helped us develop our product even further. With their feedback, we improved the technical side of the device, not the design itself, as you can see. And we participated in Millennium Innovation Awards that year. But we were still not satisfied with the device. So to improve the quality, we implemented our newly acquired 3D printing skill, which helped the design process. And we quantized the device so it could fit on a shin from here to here. So it wasn't a whole Iron Man suit anymore. Then one NGO came to us and offered us that if we build 10 devices for them, they would buy it for $500. Well, that sounded really good, but we were really broke. We couldn't afford anything. And with some loans and some good friends, we completed those 10 devices, and they still owe us that $500. So even more broke, we started thinking about monetizing the product. And we got invited to Young Entrepreneur School, which is sponsored by Crystal Bank. And we got many feedback from the mentors. We learned how to pitch. We learned the go-to-market strategy, I don't know, many things that we had no idea about. But the judges said in the finals that it would be better if we go to JITA, Georgia's Innovation and Technology Agency. So basically, we researched what kind of products does JITA fund in the 10K grants. And it turns out their hardware is not their strong suit. They fund more digital products than hardware. So we developed our long lost idea that we wanted to build an app that would allow blind people not only to move independently, but also shop independently by alerting them about the names and prices of the products in the supermarket. Also, we wanted them to be able to use public transport independently, and we created a smart version of Google Maps, which allows them to know information about upcoming buses at the bus stations and their destinations. And they still had one problem that we were trying to solve, and that was appeal identification. So we implemented all 3 of them in our app, And now we had an app and a device to go to GTES judges. So we went to the finals among 40 successful startups, 20 of whom would get funded. And everybody was sure one of the 20 startups would be Vision, which was what it was called at the time. But I messed up big time at the presentation because our presentation started with black slide. And to engage the judges, I said, close your eyes and imagine. And I started telling them stuff to imagine, which would be impossible to do. And I forgot to tell them to open their eyes. So on the third or fourth slide, they were still like this. And the questions were also full. We were not prepared. But in second year, we went back and we got the grant. So thank you. We thought now it would be like rainbows and unicorns and everything was very good. But then started the struggling of the startup. When we ordered the stuff from China with the miscommunication of the seller, they got us wrong parts and then they didn't return it. And we were running out of the money and the budget, time as well. So that's not even the worst problem. Now that we were a company, we had more responsibility of the user. And we started working on updating our device, improving accuracy. And this is how the device turned out. So it would be more accurate about the pits. So this device, if I had bring it here, it would not fit on a stage. So we were really frustrated. We wanted to give up actually. But after sleepless nights and many brainstorming sessions, we developed the concept of a wearable device that would be attached to a cap. Now this device here can help blind person to get rid of the cane that they don't like. It is equipped with a Centilio AI, which is the fastest AI on the market, and it can analyze sensory data input from the ultrasonic sensors in a matter of milliseconds. Now, Centilio AI uses a special algorithm for learning, which is MED learning, multi-source augmented deep learning, and it helps with analyzing multiple data simultaneously. So no if-else needed anymore. It's easy to use. Actually, it was tested on different demographic groups, different age groups, and it takes maximum amount of 2 weeks to adapt to the new sense. And also, it doesn't occupy ears and hands, and that's a big yes for our customers. So now, our main goal, of course, was to help blind people, but we had one goal more important than this. It was to make this device available to as many people around the world as possible. So pricing the device was pretty hard. We spent like months on it. And as you can see, we could have priced our device at $3,000 at least, because none of the competitors offer as many features as we do. But we priced the device at $60. And we immediately sold hundreds devices later. Later, we realized that making devices for blind people is very good, but it's not our only passion. Whole team likes working on new ideas, new IoT devices. That's why we worked in many different fields, such as fitness and healthcare, agriculture, renewable energy, psychology. We actually created a device called Your Drive IO, which can make any vehicle autonomous. We created a Cogni app for Android users at the moment, which can help with autism spectrum disorder screening in early ages for early intervention. We created a device, fitness device called Lazy Dog, which can measure your BPM, measure your blood oxygen, measure your temperature 24/7. And right now we are working on adding the non-invasive glucometer to the device, which will soon be available on the market. So knowing our history and what I shortly talked about here, do you think this is the final version of the device? I don't think so. Thank you for your attention.
Nata, thank you.
If you have any questions, I can surely answer them.
Thanks for being awesome. Thanks for admitting your failures, for being vulnerable. And thanks for doing so much good and kindness for all of these vulnerable people. Thank you. Let's see if we have questions from the audience. I see a hand, please. Can we please bring a mic here in the center? Can we bring a microphone? Yep.
I forgot to tell how glad I am to be here. Thank you for inviting as well.
Thank you.
First of all, thank you for your passionate presentation. I have a question regarding, as I'm coming also from hardware field, do you think to proceed with hardware and software as well, or maybe software licensing to larger hardware manufacturers? What's your plans regarding that?
Right now, we are mainly focusing on hardware. Thanks for question, firstly. But we are really keen on improving our software, so it's more user-friendly. Right now, it's usable for ordinary users, but we want to implement a better text-to-speech and speech-to-text support in app. Of course, it will be licensed. So basically, if somebody buys only if somebody buys hardware, like the device, it will come with a discount, but some people may not want the device and want only application. Actually, the application is so good, ordinary people may use it as well. So that's.
Thanks.
Excellent, thank you. I have one more question for you. You had so many like different projects you are working on, right? You know, for children on the autistic spectrum, you know, for people who have health issues and want to stay more fit, etc., etc. Obviously, a device for the blind people. Are you planning to launch more? What's your growth strategy? Are you gonna hire a bigger team, get more funding, and develop each of them one by one?
Good question, really. Really, startup is about your passion, and we realize, as I said, that our passion is creating different kinds of products and launching them. So we want to, yes, advance and update our team, hire more people, so they can work on a final product and market it and sell it, and then we can work on new products. We are right now, after this event, we are already going to work on other projects. So.
Excellent,
Our
excellent.
hands
Good luck
full.
with your project, and if you are raising funding for your startup, talk to me. We are angel investors.
Okay,
Right.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.